Welcome to Obi-Wan Studios, and today's LEGO Star Wars review is on the 40755 Imperial Dropship vs. Rebel Scout Speeder Battle Pack, which is a modern remake of the two very first original trilogy battle packs, the 7667 and 7668 Imperial Dropship and Rebel Scout Speeder Battle Packs, and it's amazing to have these two iconic battle packs completely modernized into one mega battle pack for the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars. This battle pack released October 1st for $40 and contains 383 pieces and comes with 7 total figures. We have our 25th anniversary QTKT and then 3 Rebel Fleet Troopers and 3 Stormtroopers. So for $40, certainly not a bad amount of minifigs in the set, I'm happy to say. The box art for this set I personally think is fantastic. It's one of the best looking box arts of 2024 in my opinion. I love how it's also a modern take on the original box arts for those battle packs, as the two together created a battle scene, and this time we just get it all on one box. Turning the box around, we have another battle scene, and the two primary play features of each build are highlighted as well. Alright, time to unseal this battle pack. If you want to see my comparison between this new version and the two originals, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss that comparison video when it comes out. Inside the box, we have 2 instructions manuals, 1 for each build, and then a small sticker sheet along with 6 numbered bags, 3 for each build as well. Starting off with our minifigs, we have our Rebel Fleet Troopers, and we get 3 of them. Taking a closer look at one, I think their design is pretty good overall. The helmet mold is stellar, and the printing for the uniform is rather good too. The only thing missing to really make them perfect is dual molded legs. LEGO should have just done this in my opinion, since they made that Tantive 4 hallway set plus this battle pack, so they are just producing a ton of Fleet Troopers. And speaking of the Tantive 4 hallway set, here is my real main issue with this set, honestly as a whole. As you can see here, we have 2 different face prints for each trooper, but they reused the Captain Antilles face print for a regular trooper in this set from that Tantive hallway set. Yeah, that was rather cheap of them to just throw in that one in here rather than giving us another new face print so that then they could still be able to say there are 3 different troopers.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
So yeah, that's just something they shouldn't have done and maybe thought we wouldn't notice, but here we are. Then we have our Stormtroopers, again 3 of them in this set, so an even number for each faction. Their design is just our standard LEGO Stormtrooper. I'm not the biggest fan of the current helmet design, but that's just my personal opinion. They look good overall and each have different faces underneath too, so overall 3 pretty good Stormtroopers. It's just your personal preference of what you feel about those helmets. And as far as our troopers are concerned, each of them get blasters. We have silver for the Fleet Troopers and black for the Stormtroopers. So besides our 6 minifigs for the battle pack, we have our final 25th anniversary minifigure, QTKT. Now the pink I think just pops out at you so much, and I'm personally a fan of it. And if you know the story behind this astromech droid too, you just know it's a pretty special little droid. I'll leave some information in the description down below for some context behind the story of QTKT, but overall I think this droid really just, it's the essence of what 25th anniversary minifigs should be about, I feel like. I think as far as the actual astromech droid is concerned, the printing is pretty decently accurate to what KT looks like in the Clone Wars too. I'm not really sure they could have made it more accurate just the way LEGO prints astromech droids, but it does look pretty decent overall. But what is unfortunately a disappointment is the lack of back printing on QT. That honestly just left me so shocked when I saw that, or I guess didn't see it rather. Most of the 25th anniversary minifigs I think are pretty great actually, but this just doesn't feel complete and really up to the 25th anniversary quality and standards LEGO has shown with some of those other minifigures. Lastly, QTKT comes with the 25th anniversary R2-D2 logo printed plate for the stand, and with the context of the black stand to that pink droid, QT will certainly stand out in your collection. So overall, I think the minifigs in the set are good. The Captain Antilles face reuse and then the lack of back printing for QTKT are the 2 blemishes really for this entire set for me, as we're going to get into the builds in just a moment. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten the fact that the original battle packs came with 4 Rebel Fleet Troopers and then a 4th Imperial Trooper being a Shadow Trooper, so 4 for each side. Of course, that would have been awesome to have gotten 4 for each, or the addition of a Shadow Trooper, but what we have gotten I still think is pretty good. It's just certainly not as good or as cool as I wish it could have been, or maybe it should have been for a true modern remake of those original battle packs, but still 3 for each side plus the builds. I think what we get is still pretty good. Turning to the builds, first we have the Imperial Dropship, and personally, I actually think this design looks pretty cool. It's menacing looking and rather sleek as well. Overall, I think this is a pretty cool looking updated version of the Imperial Dropship. Diving into the details, the windshield is a rather large piece and it's tinted too, which I like. Tilting it up, we can place a stormtrooper inside, and there is a control panel for him, and overall, I also really like the angle that the cockpit sits at as well, with the way it just connects to the body of the dropship. Overall, that angle of attack just looks really good and helps to make it look a little bit more menacing. In total, there are 3 stickers on the build with Imperial logos on them, and all of them look good. The color matching could be a little bit better on the blue ones, however. Then we have a stud shooter on each side of the build too, so a nice additional play feature. And one complaint I've heard overall with the design of this dropship is the brown pieces incorporated into the build. I totally get why a lot of people don't like them. It doesn't really go with the Imperial color scheme, but actually to me, it doesn't look that bad. I don't know, I just kind of actually like it weirdly. For the S-foil and engine section, I think both do look really good. The whole section 2 can tilt up and downwards, so the dropship is VTOL capable, which looks rather cool and it's a fun play function. And then we have the main play feature of our dropship, and it is, well, the fact that it's a troop dropship. We have a platform at the back of the build that fits 2 stormtroopers, 1 on each side, and there are also clips for their blaster, 1 on each side for each stormtrooper too, and then the dropship can fly down, land, and then drop off the troop platform, and then rotate its engines and fly away. It's just an awesome play feature, honestly, and I really do love this dropship build as a whole. I think it's really great. Now we can turn to the Rebel Scout Speeder, and I just think this is another great looking build, especially for a battle pack build. It's a little bit beefy, but I actually think it just helps make it look more armored and overall more tough. Turning to the details of the Scout Speeder, we have a sticker on the front with the Rebellion logo, and then an additional sticker on each side. They all look really good. I think I love the color scheme overall, and honestly, so does that windshield piece. It's tinted so it matches the one on the dropship, and inside we have a control panel at the front, and then we have the open speeder concept, which fits 2 fleet troopers inside. Both look good in there as well. They're a bit snug, but they fit good in there. Then at the back of the speeder, we have the top-mounted laser cannon, which fits our last fleet trooper on, and it can spin around fully 360 degrees. It also has a stud shooter on either side of the cannon as well, so it matches the number on the dropship. Plus, it tilts up and can actually shoot at the dropship when it's flying around, so that's really great. And then the party piece of this entire build is how that back cannon detaches like the original did, and then it becomes a separate turret build while the speeder can still move around. Overall, again, another really great play feature that's fun and just rather cool. Lastly, the rear of the speeder has engines as well with a slightly different design, and then some inverted tiles underneath just to make it more smooth and make it look like the speeder is floating on its repulsors. Overall, what a killer battle pack to help finish off the LEGO Star Wars 2024 releases. The troopers for each side I think are good, having 3 for the Rebellion and 3 for the Empire. 3 for each, plus the quality of the builds, I think, makes this battle pack pretty strong. Plus, having QTKT as a cool 25th anniversary minifig, just lacking back printing there really for the quality, and then of course the reuse of Captain Antilles' face. Those 2 things are letdowns for the set and really my only complaints when it comes to this battle pack, but definitely with the 3 characters for each side, the Empire and the Rebellion, and the quality of the builds, I think this battle pack is very, very strong. Now, I did mention earlier on in the review that we aren't quite there in terms of the number of troopers for this battle pack compared to the 2 sets this one is based off of, especially that missing Shadow Trooper. Yes, that definitely is a bit of a letdown, and if this was going to be the ultimate kind of modern remake, they should have had 1 extra for each side, including a Shadow Trooper for the Empire side. But as this set stands as we have it, the 3 troopers for each side, again, I do think is a good number, and the builds are fantastic too. So overall, I think we are still pretty strong with this battle pack, and I'm going to save more of my thoughts on those missing minifigs and that Shadow Trooper for the comparison video that I'm going to be making between the originals and this one. So again, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel if you haven't already and want to see that video come out when it releases. And for $40, I actually think the value with this set is pretty fair, which certainly can't be said for all of the releases this year from LEGO Star Wars. So I think on a sale even, this battle pack is certainly a no-brainer to pick up a few of to help build up your armies. But even for retail, I definitely think it is a fair price. Thank you for watching my review of the 40755 Imperial Dropship vs Rebel Scout Speeder Battle Pack. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a like, and as always, let me know your thoughts on this battle pack in the comments down below. And if there are any things you want to see between the comparison between the original battle packs and this one, let me know what you want to see as well in the comments. And lastly, don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for more LEGO Star Wars set reviews.